Very good. Thank you so much. Kindly take us through what we covered in the first lesson, the previous lesson that some people didn't attend.
Last time we learned, or we started a new chapter that is modern communication technology, and we looked at some of the modern communication equipments that we use in our daily life, and we mentioned some. We described the modern methods of communication and their uses. Like telephone, we say that its use is for calling or for telephoning people. We also described other, we used comparative and superlative degree to describe and compare the communication technology equipments. We used also adjectives to describe the different types and uses of telephones, tablets, computers for communication purposes. And then we described also experiences using various forms of communication. Yes. I think that's what I got.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Isaac. Friends, if you know how to use the reactions, kindly clap for him. Yes, in the reactions, let's give Isaac some flowers. Let's clap for him. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you, Mary Blessing. Isaac, well done. Thank you for reviewing our previous lesson in the simplest way, but very, very effective way. I thank you so much. Indeed, that is what we covered. And when I share the PowerPoint, I'm going to start right from there. We started this new chapter. When you all go to your schools, you will start senior 2 work. That is if you covered the whole of senior 1 work. When you open the senior 2 book, the very first chapter is modern communication technology. And that is what we introduced last week on Tuesday, on Wednesday. So like Isaac said, we looked at the different communication gadgets and equipment, and we compared them using adjectives. Those are the words that we use to compare things. A laptop is more expensive than a phone, depending on the brand, of course. So we compared different gadgets. We looked at those that are more convenient, that are more accessible, that are cheaper, that are faster. Those are the things we looked at. So allow me to go to the PowerPoint right now. But you're all welcome, and I hope you enjoy this lesson. Let me share the PowerPoint right from what we shared last week, and then that will take us to today's work. Okay. Can you all see my screen? Isaac, is my screen showing?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. All right. This is the PowerPoint that we use to teach Senior 2, and this is specifically made for the class of Senior 2 2024. And I'm sure I'm meeting this class. If you know you're in this meeting and you're not in Senior 2, you may need to go back and look for the link that takes you to your lesson, maybe Senior 3, Senior 4, wherever you're supposed to be, because I'm expecting to be talking to students that will be joining Senior 2 when they go back to their schools. My name is Teacher Safra, and I love teaching children. I hope, and I also enjoy interactive classes. I love it when children unmute and ask questions, when children unmute and read, when they unmute and respond to other people's responses, of course, respectfully. So let's keep this meeting interactive. That is what the English language lesson is about. You must work on your skills, be able to communicate to people. Even in writing, when I go through the meeting chat, I expect people to be writing well to show that they have understood the skill of writing and they have acquired it. So here is our PowerPoint. We started like this. Then we introduced this chapter, which we have said is modern communication technology. In case you're writing, you can write it down. And sure thing, when you go to senior 2, your teacher is going to start right from here. Modern communication technology. We agreed to go and look at the key terms in the textbook. I hope you did that, but we shall keep referring to them as we go about our discussions. We had our learning outcomes. We looked at the topical learning outcomes. I want to go back to that. The topic has its learning outcomes, they are broad. And then we had the lesson objectives, the particular lesson that we had last time. By the end of that lesson, I expected that a learner would be able to mention at least 4 communication devices and define their use. I expected all the students that attended the previous lesson to define an adjective, and indeed they did. I expected them to describe communication devices using adjectives and modifiers. I also expected them to use comparatives to compare at least 3 pairs of devices. Sorry. Those were our learning outcomes last week. We looked at some devices. We tried to identify some, like Isaac has summarized this for us. So we looked at these devices. If you're using your phone, you can take a screenshot and always refer to them, go back to them. Look at a mobile phone, a Bluetooth device, a 3D. Just give me a moment. Just a moment. Okay, thank you for your patience. I am back. So we looked at these devices and it worked to your advantage, by the way, for you to be able to look at all these devices. We looked at we looked at many things and people were really doing well. The main purpose of this illustration was for us to see the different communication gadgets. One, get to know them, to improve our discussion. Atero, your volume, you're distracting me.
Recording in
Sorry, I have a student in my house who is attending the same lesson with you. I had to help her. So the very first objective was for us to know these gadgets and to be able to hold communication technology. There is no way you're going to discuss effectively when you don't know what you're talking about. So we looked at all these gadgets for that purpose. And for you to be a stylish child who understands the difference between these things. So people who are not in the lesson, maybe you may need to retreat the PowerPoint and understand how we did this, or even go to the YouTube channel and follow through for you to understand how we introduced the lesson. Um, so we described communication devices that we knew, especially from the previous picture. We were basing on the device's physical nature, its purpose, its cost, or any other advantage or disadvantage. And sure, I think we had a wonderful lesson because people were comparing them. So we had this slide where we looked at the advantages of the different devices. We looked at a computer, laptop, tablet, smartphone, and very many wonderful answers were given. Like I said, if you go to the YouTube channel, you will know them. People were looking at the advantages of a computer. It's broad; it has a broader interface compared to a phone, which is smaller. Then its disadvantage: it is bulky. It has very many other things we have to use to make it give us what we need. You have to have a monitor, you have to have very many wires connecting it. And when you compare it to a laptop, the laptop has more leverage, it is more advantageous. The laptop is more convenient. It is just convenient. When you have charged your laptop and its battery is strong, you can even leave your house, go sit under the tree and enjoy your lesson. So we compared that, and like Isaac said, we agreed that we use comparatives to compare two things. Even if they are not communication gadgets, you will always use comparatives, those words that have bigger, better, faster, more convenient, if you're comparing two things. And then you use superlatives if you're comparing three. You'll say, if you look at a computer, laptop, and a smartphone, the smartphone is the cheapest communication device. We looked at all that in the previous lesson. Then we had this assignment to mark the end of the lesson. We said we mentioned two devices, communication devices. I've already mentioned them. Now, before we even dive into the new lesson, I want Melissa to define for us an adjective. Melissa, what did we say an adjective is?
An adjective is a word used to describe a noun.
Very good. An adjective is that word that you'll always use to describe a noun. In this case, we were describing communication gadgets. Melissa, do you know some adjectives so that you give us examples?
Yes.
Kindly share with us.
Cheap. There is cheap, expensive. Some are delicate.
Yes, thank you very much. So, friends, in this call, if someone says, tell me the adjective that you would use to talk about this, don't look like you have never been in an English language lesson. That means they want a word that can describe whatever it is they're talking about. So you will say, I think this girl is beautiful. That is if your friend is asking for your opinion. I think this girl is kind. So words like beautiful, kind, strong, black, expensive, cheap, all those words are called adjectives in the English language, and they are used to describe things. Those things are called nouns. Yes. So adjectives help us to modify, to get more details on the nouns we are talking about. So we did that last time, and we had the assignment done verbally. So we had part two, which was a passage fill. We looked at a simple passage and we had to fill it in with the correct adjectives depending on what was before the dash or after the dash. Now, to help people who didn't attend this lesson, I prepared another passage fill, which we are going to look at before we even start today's lesson. But I wanted to take time and take you through this work. Indeed, that is what we covered last time. So this brings us to lesson 2. Before I dive into lesson 2, do you have any questions, especially people that didn't attend the lesson? Any questions? Melissa, do we have any hand raised?
Yes.
Kindly call that person.
Mary Blessing.
Yes, Mary. Mary, kindly unmute and tell us what you want clarity on. Oh, she must have left her hand up and maybe left a gadget to go and attend to something. But when she comes back, you can leave her a message in the chat to tell us what she wants clarity on. So our lesson today is going to be about comprehension. How can we excel in comprehension? However, like I promised, before we dive into comprehension and all that it entails, I would like for us to first do the passage refill as a way of reviewing the previous lesson. So we're going to go to, we have already reviewed this lesson. So we're going to slide 15 for the refill. This is the passage. I want us to first have a silent reading session where each and everyone goes through and reads on their own. I hope this work is legible. I tried to join this meeting earlier on to do a check, and even for people that were using phones, they were able to read this work. So I am hoping that all of us can read. So let's have a moment of, brief silence. We read through this work from the first line to the last one, and then we shall let me hide this, then we shall answer the questions later. But as you're reading through the passage, you can write some answers in your notebook. You say, I have a feeling number one is convenient. Like the passage fill that we did last time, we have the words we're going to use down there. We have that box down. It has, I think, 10 words. Yes, we have 10 dashes. So try to reason, try to think about the answers. Look at the box and pick what you think is the best adjective to describe the given word. Okay, let's have a silent reading session. I think 2 minutes will be enough. Are we through with the reading?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, that's good. I am sure that some people are still reading and trying to figure out which word goes to which dash. So who wants to take us through this passage? Isaac, your role is to check through the participants list and tell me who is raising their hand. And then we
Okay, so you
choose.
can raise
Come again.
Malaika. Please unmute. Malaika. Please unmute.
Thank you so much. Malaika, as you're starting to read, we expect you to start with the instructions, then the title of the passage, and you take us through the first part of this passage. I expect you to read maybe up to Mate's room. You will be able to collect for us the first five answers that can help us fill this passage in meaningfully. Malaika,
Okay.
over to you.
Read the following passage and fill the gaps with the most appropriate adjective from the table that follows. Mate's dirty secret revealed. After Mate had passed his end-of-term examinations with flying colors, his loving parents fulfilled their promise of rewarding him with a smartphone that cost a pretty sum. He was extremely elated because it was to own such a phone.
Can
That
we first
evening,
find the first two answers?
okay.
Any person who can guess which answer will fill the first dash. Mate's parents fulfilled their promise of rewarding him with a dash smartphone. Which word do you think fits in that dash?
So we
Melissa?
have
Yes, Isaac, continue. It's okay.
Carlos. Please unmute. Okay. If Carlos is not unmuting, then we have Mary Blessing.
I think user friendly.
Remember, it is a user-friendly. Will you say a user-friendly smartphone is the one that costs a pretty sum, that costs a lot of money?
Okay, then trending.
Think about it again.
Convenient.
Okay, one last try.
I don't know.
Okay, we are looking for an adjective that suits a phone that is expensive, hard to get. A smartphone that cost a pretty sum. Which word would describe such a smartphone?
Please unmute.
Yes, please. Trending. Have we tried to find the definition of the word sophisticated? Anyone who has Google Chrome right next to them, just type in the word sophisticated and see what it means. Do you think it could describe a phone that is very expensive and cost a pretty sum? Has anyone found out? My co-hosts, do we have anyone that is describing the word sophisticated for us? Sorry, Isaac, you're breaking. Say that again.
Okay.
Hmm.
Excuse me, ma'am. Hello?
Yes, please.
Actually, I found the meaning of sophisticated.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so sophisticated
Thank you.
means
Kindly
highly,
share with us.
yes. So sophisticated
Mean
means highly complicated or developed.
highly
Complicated
complicated.
or
Hmm.
developed.
So do you think that suits our question number one?
I don't think so.
Which word will you take? Trending?
Yeah, I think trending. Yeah.
Okay, let's first leave it at that, and then we see if we will need to put trending on any other dash. We shall keep interchanging. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
So we have number two. He was extremely elated because it was dash to own such a phone. Any person that is willing to get us a word that will fit number two?
Nora.
Convenient.
He was extremely elated because it was convenient to own such a phone. Do you think that phrase is describing a phone and, the fact that you're owning such a phone? Nora, what does convenient mean? Oh, is Nora still on the call? Other people in the lesson, what do you think about Nora's answer? Number two, that Mate was very elated. Elated means happy. He was extremely happy because it was convenient to own such a phone. What do you think about that choice of adjective? Isaac, do we have someone whose hand is up that is willing to tell us what they think about Nora's answer? Melissa,
Yes.
what do you think about that answer?
I don't think it is right.
Do you have another option?
I think
How
it is.
about maybe? Come again.
No, not really.
Okay, Mary Blessing. Hey, I also have Natasha on this call. Natasha, what do you think about question number 2? That Mate was very happy because the phone, because it was dash to own such a phone.
Is it sophisticated? Frustrating.
Does it make you happy when you have a frustrating thing, or is it, do you become very happy when something is frustrating? No. This one is giving me answers from me. Okay, go back to your room. So, friends, let's be careful as we are choosing these adjectives. Otherwise, we shall lose the purpose of this activity. We want to know if someone is very happy, what is the reason? Because it is trending to own such a phone. Yes, people who use trending for number 1, I don't know what you put there. That's why we are stuck, because when your parents give you something that is trending, for example, all people, most young people nowadays like iPhones, and when they hear that someone has iPhone 15, oh God, it is a trend. It is something that is taking a lot of money from people. So if your parents promise to give you a phone, and then they buy you such a sophisticated phone that is highly developed, and you become happy that they have put you on that trend. Okay, so I've given you only those 2 answers. The rest of them, you must find them. The girl that was reading for us, remind me your name and kindly continue with the reading. Isaac, who was reading for us? Was it Nora? People, is Isaac still on the call? How about Melissa? My co-hosts?
Yes.
Who was reading for us? Or can you choose any other person that is willing to read for us from the second paragraph? Like that evening, Mate chatted and tweeted his friends, relatives, and all and sundry. Can we have another reader?
There is Karibuni.
It was Malaika that was reading, I've remembered, but I think she's not on the call. So let's have that person that is reading.
Martha. Martha, please unmute. Hannah.
Okay, Melissa, you can read for us. Maybe we shall have someone who is ready when we get to the last part of this passage. Remember, I've read your reading up to Mate's room for you to cover the first 5 answers. So read for us, and we shall be trying to get the answers together.
That evening, Mate chatted and tweeted with his friends, relatives, all and sundry. He explored
And sundry.
and sundry. He explored almost all the social media platforms, but preferred WhatsApp because it was the most Dutch. In fact,
He loved it so much that he almost became dash. He also used Facebook quite often because it was dash.
Let's try to first find the answers. So that evening, Mate talked to many of his friends, tweeted, chatted them. He explored all social media platforms, but preferred WhatsApp because it was the most. Which adjective would you put there? Melissa, your role is to check if we have any person willing to answer, and their hand is up.
Hannah. Hannah, please unmute. Okay, Charles.
Okay.
Charles.
Yeah, people are not willing to unmute. They're worried about giving the wrong answers, but it is well. So we're going to look at number 3 and try to get an answer. Melissa, can you guess?
They took away our unlimited words.
You raised your hand.
Yes, when you try to unmute, they say that the host is not, has unmuted you.
And to raise your hand. Yeah.
Madam.
Yes, please.
Some people are saying they can't unmute. They want permission.
And that's what even my child is telling me here. And I say, when you raise your hand, the co-host allows you to unmute. Sicho? Let me check.
They can now unmute.
Oh, okay then. Thank you.
Convenient. Answer number 3 is user friendly.
Yes. He preferred WhatsApp because it was the most convenient. That's correct. In fact, he loved it so much that it almost became, when you love something so much, what does it become? He loved WhatsApp so much that it almost became dash. Can someone guess? You raise your hand and tell us what you think.
Excuse me, ma'am, may I?
Yes, please.
I think addictive.
Yes, thank you. I like that. That's a good choice. He loved it so much that it almost became addictive. You know, some of you are addicted to your phones. At home, when you're eating, you want to be chatting with your friends. When you're in church, instead of praying, you want to check on Twitter. You want to check on Instagram. So WhatsApp almost became addictive for Mate. We shall discover more about Mate's dirty secret as we go through this passage. Thank you for answering that correctly. He also used Facebook quite often because it is dash. What is that adjective that describes something that people use many times, that people have many responses to, people have many likes? What's that word in the social media?
Excuse me, teacher. Friendly
Yes, please.
user. Friendly
User
user.
friendly.
Yes.
User friendly. That could be an option that I take. Any other answer that you think will fit in the dash of number 5?
I think
I think it may be engaging.
Yes, yes, yes. Engaging. He also used Facebook quite often, many times, a lot, because it is engaging. You know, apps that are engaging, people will put posts, people will put their pictures, they post many things, and you end up getting engaged. So Mate also used Facebook many times because it is engaging. And people who use Facebook, you know that it is engaging. Okay, we move to Melissa. You're going to read up to Mate's room. Let's go through this paragraph, even when it has no dash.
However, after using his new phone for about a month, Mate's parents realized that online programs and social media had taken the better of him.
What does
One
it mean for
evening,
something? Sorry, come again. Wait a moment, Melissa. What does it mean for something to take the better of you? Anyone that knows what that phrase means when I say, that phone is taking the better of that boy. It is taking the better of him. What does it mean? It is taking your time. It is making you useless. You're becoming a useless person because you're giving it the greater part of your attention. So it is taking the better of you. And indeed, Mate's parents from this story realized that the phone, social media, online programming had taken the better of him. One evening, what do you think is about to happen? One evening?
after everyone had gone to sleep, Mate's mother remembered that she had not bade him good night.
Continue. Okay. So one evening, after everyone had gone to sleep, Mate's mother remembered that she had not bade him good night. You know, all our parents bid us good night. Okay, most of our parents bid us good night when we're going to our beds. But Mate's mother remembered, I've not said good night to my son. Let me go to his room and I see what's happening. Third, third. That's a record of her steps as she's walking to Mate's room. She walked to Mate's room. Mate, she screamed. Now I need another reader, starting with Mom, the response. And I prefer to have a male voice now. Any boy willing to read for us? Isaac
There
and
is
Melissa.
Carlos.
There is Carlos. Carlos, you read for us, and we try to get the answers together. Carlos, are you there? Can you unmute?
Mom. Mom, Mate startled, jumped up and hit his head on the bedpost and bled profusively. What his mother saw shook her to the bone and made her hair stand on end. Mate was watching a Dash film.
Which film do you think he was watching? What would your parents find you watching and you fall down and you hit your head on a bedpost and you bleed profusely? Can we guess the adjective? Yes, Carlos?
Misleading.
Pornographic film.
Yes. Mate was watching a pornographic film that has content that is not fit for younger children that are below 18 or even younger people, all younger people, pornographic films. So if you're watching that film in your bedroom and your mother opens the door, yes, you might get the same reaction like Mate when your dirty secret is revealed. It was not suitable indeed for a 13-year-old. I'm very sure I have many 13-year-olds or 14-year-olds in this call. So learn something from Mate. Make sure you're watching content that is suitable for your age. Continue reading, Carlos. Carlos, are you there? I think we've lost Carlos. So Mate was watching that film. It was not suitable for a 13-year-old. Oh, social media can indeed be. Which adjective are you going to put there? Melissa, do we have any hands raised?
There is sunshine.
Destructive.
Yes, destructive. I would take that. I would take that adjective. But there is also another one that can fit in this space. Thank you very much. Was that sunshine? Thank you, sunshine. Social media can indeed be destructive because Mate's action is a result of someone who is misled. Oh, sorry, that is distracted. Do we have any other word that that can be put on -7?
Misleading.
Yes, social media can indeed also be misleading. You're young, but you're led to watch such content. Sometimes you'll open WhatsApp and then someone sends you a link and they just take you off your principles and you're misled indeed. So thank you very much for that answer. Let's go to the second last paragraph. Do we have any volunteer who wants to take us through?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, continue.
Yes.
Feel free to unmute and do the reading. We shall see about the dashes when we get there.
The film
The film had turned out
to be so dash that Mate could even his window and his bedroom looked like a pigsty.
Can you guess the adjective that will fit in number 8? What is that word that can describe something that takes your attention away?
Addictive.
Destructive.
Yeah,
Misleading.
Destructive.
Misleading.
Misleading. Yes. So we have agreed that we can use those two adjectives interchangeably. Social media can be destructive. It can also be misleading. However, the film had turned out to be destructive that Mate could not even remember to shut his window. He was very taken up. He was very distracted. I prefer distracted for number 8 and misleading for number 7, much as we could use them interchangeably. And his room looked like a pigsty. Who has ever looked at a pigsty? Very ugly, very clumsy, very filthy. So Mate's room looked like that because he was highly distracted, taken up by using social media on his sophisticated gadget, and this was the result. Continue reading for us, dear.
It's all right, but I am so disappointed in you. I think I should take that phone away from you. I didn't know that internet and social media can really be this dash and dash.
So which adjectives should we put for 9 and 8? I didn't know that the internet and social media. Now this is a frustrated parent who is almost losing it and taking back the gift that she had given her son. So which words should we put here? I didn't know that social media can be this this frustrating
Engaging.
and engaging and misleading. I would rather have that. I would rather have misleading here. So we have looked at this passage, and the main purpose of this passage was for us to learn how to pick adjectives carefully. Yes,
Madam.
you've seen that sometimes. Yes, please.
Madam, I have a question.
Yes, please.
On dash
Yes,
number
yes.
8, I think the best answer should be engaging.
Number 8.
Yes, because according to Google, engaging means to be interested in something, to be fully involved in something. So I think the best answer should be number 8.
Okay, for number 8 should be engaging. We agreed we could have, engaging.
Yes.
We had put engaging on Facebook, so that means we are putting user-friendly up there.
Okay. Yes, madam.
He also used Facebook quite often because it was user-friendly. Maybe you have a point. Thank you very much for that correction. Friends, I put this passage for us to deliberate on it and choose which adjective. Okay. Which adjective you think will suit this purpose. At the end of the day, we learn that adjectives are used to describe things, and in this case they are describing gadgets. Thank you very much for taking part in this activity, and I hope that people that didn't attend our previous lesson, you have benefited. At least now you know what adjectives are, and you have learned maybe the meaning of a word or two. And when you meet this passage in your classroom, you will put up a wonderful discussion together with your classmates. Okay, that takes us back to the start of today's content. We were trying to review, and we apologize for taking long because not many people attended the first lesson. So we had to help those that didn't attend to understand, and we all move at the same pace. I thank you so much for taking part in this activity. Now we are moving to excelling in comprehension. What is comprehension? Is there any person who can describe comprehension for us? What is comprehension? My co-hosts, do we have any raised hands?
I think comprehension refers to stuff like stories, poems, and dialogues.
Okay, amazing. Thank you very much. We normally have passages, poems, dialogues, and many other things. Thank you for that wonderful try. Do we have any other person who wants to describe comprehension for us? Co-hosts?
There is
Melissa?
There is Annabelle.
Okay, Annabelle. Annabelle, what is comprehension? What does it mean? What does that word mean?
Excuse me, madam, could I tell you?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, so a comprehension is like a setting of questions on a set text to text understanding. such as a school exercise, because most teachers give comprehensions to students to enable them to understand the test fully and then answer given questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you know how to use your reactions, you can give him a thunderous hand clap. What's your name? You don't tell me your name. The person that has just answered very well, kindly tell me your name. Not answering. Okay, so friends, comprehension in itself means understanding. The word comprehension comes from the word comprehend, which means to understand. Most times, our teachers will give us passages, and all they want is for you to read and show understanding. How do you show understanding? By summarizing that passage. If you can read it and summarize it in your other words, then that means you have understood what it is about. If you can answer some questions about it, then you have understood what it's about. If you can put words and you tell us what they mean, you give the meaning of words and phrases as used in the passage, then you're showing comprehension. We all agree that we do passages in our English language, tests, classwork, end of cycle exams. So comprehension is a wonderful thing. And when you know how to show comprehension, most times you excel in English. Yes. So we're going to look at how to excel in comprehension today. We also have learning outcomes. By the end of this lesson, I expect that each learner who has tuned in, who has logged in, will be able to read at least one comprehension passage, which I'm going to provide, and answer at least 4 questions that follow it. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain the meaning of at least 5 chosen phrases and words as used in the passage. And we shall also share tips on how to answer these questions. Most times when you read the passage, answer the questions, towards the very end, you will find around 10 words. Sometimes you will find 5, other times 4. Those words are chosen for you to replace. Your teacher will ask you to explain the meaning of the words or phrases as they are used in the passage. We shall get the different tips on how to answer those words. And then to show understanding of the chosen words, I will expect us to construct at least 5 sentences correctly using the chosen words. Okay, so by the end of this lesson, at least be able to read through one passage, answer some questions, and then explain the meaning of the words as used in the passage, but also be able to construct sentences, different sentences, personal sentences, using the chosen words. Yes, those are our learning outcomes. We did the review of the previous lesson. We had passage fill-in, which is Mate's secrets revealed. We have done that. Now we have the comprehension passage, which I'm going to share with you. And I want us to read it and answer questions that follow it. Be keen to discover the meanings of the following words and phrases as we read through the passage. You can write them down in your book. We shall meet the word necessity. That will be in line 1. We shall meet the word embrace, which will be in line 5. When we go to the next page, we have a figure. So after that figure, we have the 4th line having the word red zones, and then detected. I picked these simple words because the most important objective of this lesson is for you not to go through hard words, but to understand how to go about all the words that you will meet as you go about your comprehension passages in your different schools, or even as you're reading any other piece of work. You can be reading a novel, or you can be reading maybe a poem, and then you find a word. Which tip are you going to use to understand what it means? That is our most important objective of today's lesson. So I hope you've written these 4 words. Be keen when they read them out. Try to understand what they mean, because we're going to come back here to discover what they mean. So I'm going to project the passage and we have people reading for us. This is the start of our passage. Do we have any person willing to take us through this work by reading? My co-hosts, kindly choose someone that has not said a thing. There are some people that have not read for us. We don't know if they know how to read these words. We don't know if they can articulate them very well, if they can pronounce them correctly. So try to choose a volunteer that has not said anything today. Can we have a volunteer, please?
There is Darwin.
I like it. I like that I'm hearing a new name. So Dawena, can you kindly read for us from reading and comprehension? Darwin, are you there? As Darwin is organizing himself or herself, I don't know if it's a male or female voice that we're going to get. For purposes of recognizing sources, we got these pictures from the New Vision textbook, the English language and literature in English, book 2, learners book 2. Yes, for lower secondary. That is where I took these pictures from. And I've mentioned this for purposes of recognizing sources and citing them. Yes, this is not my work. It is not that I wrote it. I just got it from a book. And I would like to encourage you to always do that. When you use someone's work to do your work, you must acknowledge their effort. It is important. You can even get arrested for plagiarism when you use someone's work and you don't acknowledge that it is their work. You always have to do it when you use someone's work to do your work. Okay, so can we get a volunteer, please? Or if Donna is ready, just unmute and do the reading for us. Co-host, do we have any other volunteer?
There is Sissy.
Okay, Sissy, thank you. Kindly unmute and do the reading. I like it when young children read. Sissy, is your microphone working?
Excuse me, ma'am, may I?
Yes, please. Yes, please. You did tell me your name the other time. Now first tell me your name before you read.
So sorry, actually, it was unmute. I don't know, but it was saying that the host isn't allowing anybody to unmute themselves.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's okay. Anyways, my name is Rajdeep.
Okay, carry on. I don't know if I'll be able to pronounce your name. Rajdeep?
Yeah, you can just call me Deep. That's my nickname.
Deep, eh?
Deep.
Deep.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, interesting. Let's go through this work on the screen.
Yeah. Okay. So read and find out from the passage how modern technology has solved man's challenges today. Impact of technology in our lives. Using technology in communication has become a necessity. It is now part of our lives. People communicate through emails, faxes, mobile phones, texting services, video conferences, video chat rooms, and social media channels. As time goes on, More emerging technologies will change the way we communicate, and it will be up to us to embrace them or not. Let us look at the impact or use of technology in communication, both to individuals and businesses, because technology has completely changed how these parties are communicating.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Deep, for that wonderful reading. I like that you can articulate all the words correctly. So, friends, that is the first part of our extract. I want us to be keen at the word necessity. Deep, kindly mute. My co-hosts, who are the people that are not muting, kindly mute so that we have a meaningful communication. Yes, please. Okay. So this is the first part of our comprehension passage. We are trying to read to show and to test in my students is reading, because before we get to understanding, we must be able to read. So I'm very impressed that our first reader has done a wonderful job. I would like to invite you to look at these two words, because remember from the previous slide, we will need to describe what they mean. Using technology in communication has become a necessity. Can you try to think about the meaning of necessity?
I beg your pardon, madam.
Melissa, can we please try to have all the people muted? Okay, thank you very much. We are looking at these words. Remember, we agreed we are going to define the word necessity and embrace. Those are the first two that we can see on this page at least. So we have this sentence: as time goes on, more emerging technologies will change the way we communicate, and it will be up to us to embrace them or not. Take note of those two words and we shall get back here to define them. Let's get another reader. This page is quite congested, but we are going to try to read it because the work is legible. I've already done the testing. I know you can read this work even if you're using your mobile phone or if you're using a laptop. Even if you're using your tablet, you should be able to read these letters. So can we have another volunteer? Thank you, Deep, for the first part that you have read so well. Now I need a female voice to take us through. Okay, to take us through this upper part of the comprehension passage up to figure 1.5.
Please, may
I? Who is talking? You tell us your name and then you do the reading.
Okay.
My name is
What's your name? I can't hear you.
May I read, please?
Yes, but first tell us your name. Kindly tell us your name and then read. Yes, feel free to start reading after telling us your name.
My name is Sasha.
Okay, Sasha, we are happy to have you. Let's have the reading.
Communication technology has changed the way we interact and communicate with others. With the increased use of social media platforms such as Facebook, people can create new relationships and also discover old friends. With technology, parents can communicate and keep track of their children. So communication has been easier and cheaper. Below are some few uses of technology towards individuals. Keeping in touch with friends is very important. Text messages services have made this very easy by creating mobile phone apps which enable you to text your friend instantly and for free. A good example is eBuddy. The buddy chat service will allow you to chat with your close friends via text for free. Social networking platforms have helped individuals discover old school friends and also get new ones based on internet and region. Before this technology, it would be next to be impossible for you to find all your old friends and interact with them instantly. Share life with your past. It would be even difficult to get new friends from other countries, but now that barrier has been removed by social networks such as Facebook.com.
Okay, thank you very much, Sasha. You're such a good
welcome.
reader. And I encourage you to keep doing that, to keep reading aloud, even when you're at home. Try to get and read it aloud for the people at home. Read it for the children at home to improve, to improve your reading skill. I like that. So from Sasha's paragraph, we are looking at how social media, how modern communication technology is very important. In the previous days, before technology became very common, communication, especially to old friends, to all relatives, to all family members, used to be very complicated. But now modern communication technology has made it very easy. People form WhatsApp groups and you can talk to your entire family just in one click. Then we have looked at apps like eBuddy where you can look for your friends, chat with them free. I didn't know it does. So communication is now instant and very importantly, it is very convenient and fast. Wonderful. We don't have any word we want to describe there, so we shall look at this image and talk about it briefly. What do we see in this image? Do we have any person that wants to describe the image 1.5 for us before we progress with our reading? What are you seeing in the illustration? Co-hosts, any person willing?
May I? The
Yes,
creation. May I, teacher?
The classwork.
Okay.
As we can see our image, our figure 1.5, it is saying that learners attending an ICT class. All of us can see that learners are in class doing something with a computer. I don't know if they are researching, typing, or doing any assignment.
Wow. Thank you so much, Natasha. Indeed, in this image, we see learners in an ICT class and they are using computers. Natasha is guessing it right. They could either be doing an assignment, doing research, or typing work that they need to print out. Yes, that is it. Modern communication technology. Indeed, this image has been very well. Yeah, she has been interpreting. She has been interpreting the image that we have in the midst of our passage. Okay, I would like to have another reader. I don't mind the sex now that we already have a boy reading and a girl. We could have another girl reading or another boy. Feel free to raise
Please,
your
may
hand
I?
if you want. Yes, please. Yeah, tell us your name and then read for us.
My name is Doris.
Doris, we're happy to have you. Kindly take us through the reading.
The creation of parental security apps has put an end to the days when you could lie to your parents about your location. Now with GPS tracking mobile apps, your parents will install this GPS enabled app and they can see where you are. These apps also have maps which indicate red zones, so you can tell if your child is in that area. When something wrong is detected, the app will notify the parents that their child might be in danger. An example of such apps is Secura Track. Using the internet, friends are able to call and chat with each other.
People, let's try to keep our microphones muted, because if you can't mute, then we are having no communication.
Using the internet, friends are able to call and chat with each other through Skype, WhatsApp, etc. With this software installed on a laptop, one can communicate with their friends at a cheaper cost if they also have the same software on their laptops. This software can also be installed on smartphones.
Okay, thank you very much, Doris, for that wonderful read. We have looked at the first paragraph in Doris's reading, talking about how parents can track where you are. Before I even go deeper into this paragraph, who knows what GPS is? What is GPS in full? What does it do? What is it in modern communication technology?
Excuse me,
What
ma'am.
is
May I
GPS?
please?
Yes, Tip.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. So GPS, its full form is Global Positioning System. So GPS is
Yes.
a radio navigation system used on land, sea, name it, air, to find or determine the exact location, time, irrespective of weather conditions. Or
Thank
in
you very much.
or in simpler
Thank you.
terms, a system that can show the exact position of a person or thing using signals from satellites.
I like that. That's correct. So some of you don't know that your parents have installed GPS enabling apps on your gadgets, and they always know where you are. Sometimes they may not tell you even when you lie to them. As long as you're not in a red zone, they will let you be. But you have to be aware that some of your parents have installed such apps into your gadgets, and they always know where you are. They will call you and ask you, Fred, where are you? Say, Mommy, I'm at home. But your mother is actually seeing that you are not at home. So GPS enabled apps do that, and that is another advantage of modern communication technology, where your parents don't have to now rely on your word of mouth to know where you are. They always know where you are. And these apps notify them. When you move from place X to place Y, they get a notification. So they will get to know if you're in danger, especially when you're in a place that is not safe. So that is it. The words we need to describe here are red zone and let me see which other word did we have. Yes, we have red zones and the word detected. Have you seen where they are in the passage? Okay, don't worry, we shall get back here. So let's read the last part of the passage, then we go back to understanding what the words mean. I need one last reader to take us through this last paragraph.
Excuse me.
Any volunteer? Sorry?
May I do it?
Yes, please. Tell me your name and then you read.
Madam. It's Honey.
Okay.
Even though social networks are trying to replace email communication, there is certain information which users cannot exchange via social networks. So, email services like Yahoo Mail, Hotmail, and Gmail have this communication. It is now very rare to find a person writing a letter because that will involve posting it to a postal office and very fees, which is not the case when you use electronic mail. In conclusion, technology has transformed the way we communicate.
it has created a big impact on how businesses interact with consumers and how friends interact with each other.
Okay, thank you very much for that wonderful read, my dear. Now I want us to look at the tips here. In most times you'll be asked to give the meaning of words as used in the passage. Number one, you must maintain the tense of the word given. For example, we have the word detected. That word is in the past tense. So even when you're giving its meaning, it should be given in the past tense. If that word is a verb, you must maintain its tense. If the word is a noun, make sure you also answer it with a noun. Necessity, we have the word necessity. A necessity, it may be something. So you're going to answer it with also another. You don't use adjectives to describe nouns. Yes. If the word is in plural, even your answer must be in plural. For example, red zones. As you're giving me your answer for the word red zones, or the phrase red zones as used in the passage, I expect you to also answer it in plural because it is not red zone, it is red zones. Most times students write their work and it becomes wrong because they have not followed those simple instructions. Try to maintain the tense of the word if it's a verb. If it is in the present tense, please answer it in the present tense. Past tense, you can also answer it using the past tense. The word, the answer that you give must also be in that tense. If it is in plural, then you must indicate it in its plural form. If it is singular, then you also put it in its singular form. What else do we need to know? We must put all the entire meaning of the word. Sometimes you find that the word is one, but for it to come out properly, you must give it another word. I'll give an example. If in the passage you find the word dude, dude means a young boy who is handsome. Yes. So if you say young boy, you may miss out the word handsome or the meaning, the connotation of the handsome. And if you say a handsome person, you may miss out the fact that this is a young person who is also male. So if you find the word dude and ask to give its meaning as used in the passage, you say a dude is a young, handsome boy. So you try to give out the meaning that will best describe the word given to show that you understand what it means. But most importantly, maintain the tense, maintain the word form, maintain its other form if it is singular or plural. Very, very important. So can anyone tell us the meaning of the word necessity as used in line 1? Do we have any
Yes.
person that wants to try? Yes, please. You tell me. Where are my co-hosts? Co-hosts? We
Yes,
need to have an
madam.
organized. Melissa?
Yes.
You need to see the people that raise their hands and pick them. It is very clear that some people raise their hands and maybe they are not noticed. And that's why we are resorting to unmuting and speaking, and that interferes with the smooth running of our lesson.
Okay.
Okay, we have someone that is already willing. Who is that person that asked if she could do the reading? No, if she could tell us the meaning of the word necessity.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, please.
Necessity. It means the state of belonging.
The state of belonging.
Madam, me?
Yes, please.
Necessity means the fact that something must happen or be done. The need for something.
Okay, so when we go back to the passage and they say using technology in communication has become a necessity, can we find a word that can replace necessity?
Necessary.
It has become necessary. It has become something we cannot do without, just like the previous person has answered, something that is needed. Yes, so you can describe that a necessity, something that is needed and one cannot do without. Very good. So we go to embrace. It is up to us to embrace technology. What does that word embrace mean? Any volunteer?
May I?
Yes, please.
I think to embrace is like to warmly welcome something.
Yes, warmly welcome something. I like that. It is not just welcoming, but to embrace. If they have introduced a topic, then you embrace it. If something is trending, you accept it, willingly, without harassing you or without coercion. You embrace something warmly, willingly. Okay. How about red zones? Your parents will be alerted when you go to red zones. What does that mean? I am so
May
eager to
I?
hear the answer there. I want to see if that
Can
person
may
will
I?
follow the tip that
May I, madam?
I'm going to allow my co-hosts to choose.
May I? May I?
Melissa, are you still on this call?
Yes, madam.
Kindly choose the person that is answering for us, number 3.
Amy.
Okay, very good. Amy?
I think a red zone is somewhere dangerous.
Remember, Amy, you're answering red zones. I told you that even when you go to school, you have to be keen. If the question is in plural, even your answer must be in plural. Please give me your answer again after looking at the question.
I think red zones are places that are dangerous.
Amazing, amazing. Places that are dangerous. Another person can even shorten it by saying dangerous places, dangerous locations, something like that. Thank you very much, Imi. Finally, for this assignment, detected. When danger is detected. My co-host, someone is dying to answer. There is someone that is dying to answer. Please pick her.
Me. Notice something that
Yes, please.
It's me.
Yes, answer.
Madam, I think detected means like something discovered, something or something being noticed.
Very good. I like that you have put discovered. Detected means discovered or found out. If something is detected or if something is discovered by your parents, they will look for you or give you the necessary help. So I hope you have understood that tip. When you get these words, try to be keen. Make sure you give the answer to the question following its word class. If it is in plural or singular, if it is in past tense, then you will have your answer.
You may find you're just
okay.
Because you took medicine without eating a lie of not taking the porridge.
Someone is a tough sister. I don't know who she is. Let's first leave it at that. So I want us to look at vocabulary practice here briefly. My co-host, can you take us through these words in vocabulary practice?
Match the words in column A with their meanings in column B, then construct sentence using each of the words to show that you have understood its meaning.
Okay, in column A, what do we have?
Embrace. We have embrace, subscription, media, data,
Data,
online,
digital, texting, consumer.
Okay, texting and consumer. So we have words in B. Can we silently look at them and then you discover, you tell us that I think embrace means this, subscription means this, media means this. Let's be quiet, and when you discover something, you raise your hand and my co-host will pick you. You tell us if you can do this. This is vocabulary practice for us to know many words and what they mean. Then later on we shall construct sentences using these words. Silently, you raise your hand when you get what to say, when you get something that you can describe for us from B. Column B has the answers, column A has the questions. Just match and choose what you think is fitting to describe a word in A. Melissa, be alert. People will be raising their hands. I don't want you to frustrate them.
There is Zoom user.
Who is our Zoom user? Zoom user, kindly unmute, tell us your actual name and then the answer you want to give us. Melissa, I think Zoom user is not ready. Let's get another person.
Yeah.
There is Anashuka. Anashuka.
Yes, Anushka.
Yes, please.
To embrace means to accept something willingly.
Thank you, my dear. Embrace means to accept willingly. That's correct. Any other person whose hand is up, Melissa?
There is Anushuka.
Anushka has already given us an answer. Wasn't it Anushka that spoke in the previous
to the internet.
Okay, there is someone. There is Austin.
Madam, may I speak?
Yes, sir. Melissa, please, let's pick the people whose hands are raised.
Austin.
Madam, may I speak?
Madam, I'm Austin.
Madam, may I? Madam.
Let's raise our hands. Let's raise our hands. Yes, please.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, you're excused, dear.
Madam, for me, I can say that online. On the other side, it can be contacted to the internet.
Contacted?
To the internet.
The word is connected. Connected?
To the internet.
Say it again.
Connected to the internet.
Good, good. Being online means to be connected to the internet. I like that. Melissa, let's get another person whose hand is raised.
Gloria.
Hey. Texting, sending text messages.
Amazing. That's correct. It's as simple as that. Thank you, Gloria. Melissa, we have another person.
Mercy.
Digital. Computer system of using digits.
Okay, thank you. That's correct. Digital, a computer system of using digits. Any other person?
Williams.
Subscription, paying in advance to receive something.
Amazing. Paying in advance to receive something, most times a service.
Excuse madam.
Cast this internet.
Data, information, or knowledge.
Calls. Yes, please.
Data it is. Excuse madam.
Yes, data is information or knowledge. We just have one. Yes, please.
Oh, they have just said my answer. My God.
Someone just has to be
Excuse me, madam. Madam. Excuse me, madam. Excuse me.
Yes, excuse, please. Excused.
Subscription, paying in advance something.
Yes, that's correct. Paying in advance to receive something or a service. Do we have any person that knows what a consumer
Excuse me,
means?
madam.
Yes.
Consumer, a person
Yes,
who
please.
uses computer programs.
Yes, a person who uses the computer programs in place.
Programs.
Thank you very much for taking part in this vocabulary practice. We have some questions up there. I have to go through them because we have, as we're looking at what the passage is about. This assignment. Yes, I'm going to share this PowerPoint.
Our WhatsApp group.
If you're not in the WhatsApp group, kindly let us know so that we add you.
Yes.
Because I'm going to put this PowerPoint there for you to get this assignment. Now, we have this which simply means questions. I want you to conduct a survey in your home. Yes, in your home. Ask people the following questions. Actually formulate the questions and get answers. Make sure you ask them about gadgets. Maybe you can choose to ask them which gadgets they like and why, their opinion about younger people owning phones, maybe in school. I want you to form questions and get answers from the people at home. Please conduct this survey from home. Don't ask to leave home that your English language teacher gave you an assignment and you want to interrogate the entire village. I want you to ask these questions to your sisters, to your parents, and then they will answer you. Formulate the questions yourself and have them answer, and then you write them down. We shall share this survey in our next meeting. Melissa.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, please.
I don't think I'm in the group.
Oh, okay. I'm going to ask Teacher Stephen to add you. I'm going to share my number after giving you the assignment. I'm going to share my number, and all people who have mobile phones, they will just need to text me, and we add them in the group. Okay, I'm going to put my number here. It is well, it is well. I'm going to share my number and we have you added into the group, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Melissa?
Yes, madam.
Have you understood your assignment?
Yes.
Please put it in your own words and help the other members of the meeting to understand what I want them to do and where.
Madam, I said that we are going to conduct a survey on gadgets like what you have been learning with your family members.
Okay, so the question is, conduct a survey, make sure you develop interrogative questions. That's why this thing is displayed. For you to know that interrogative clauses are actually questions. So formulate questions and ask the people in your home. Choose at least 4 people. If you're staying with 2, well and good, but you could go up to 4 or 5 and have different answers. So we shall present them in our next meeting. Now, the very last activity for this session is a recitation. I want someone to read this poem out aloud. And then at the end of the day, we shall look at these pictures. Let's try to keep muted, please.
Ma'am, may I read a poem?
Let's keep muted. Try to respect other. Just a moment, let's first have silence. Silence, please, especially if your background is noisy. Try to keep muted unless you have something you're saying that is in this group. Melissa, can you kindly help create order in the participants chat table?
Please, just.
Okay, very good. So we have our final slide for today, and it has a poem. Someone has already volunteered to read it out. I'm going to establish who that is later on. However, I want us to read as we observe the images, because I put just one question for us, that with the aid of the pictures, explain how modern communication technology has been misused. You have realized that all through this lesson, we have looked at many good things about modern, how you can use it to conduct your business very fast, how you can save money because you don't have to pay delivery people. Now you send the message instantly. Very many good things around modern communication technology. However, it has been misused. When you refer to the passage that we had, the fill-in, Mate's secret, dirty secret revealed, you can see that Mate also misused modern communication technology. So as we read this poem, I want you to conclude this lesson by thinking about how modern communication technology has been misused. Thank you very much. So who is willing to read for us this poem?
Me.
Can we please raise our hands and we allow the co-hosts to choose?
No, Eileen.
Me.
Melissa, please make sure we have order. Let people know that they can only raise their hands and one person can only be chosen. And when they don't choose you, kindly mute and just hold up. We are going to have all people have an opportunity at least to say something, especially when answering the question. Melissa, did you choose Noelin?
Yes.
Noelin, are you there? Can you please unmute? Thank you.
Okay.
Why? Why lock us in this madness, this darkness that has us to explore life beyond our score? Is it competent or to eliminate our strength? Yes,
Kindly pause. Let's first have order. People, let's keep our microphones muted. If you're not reading, please mute. Please mute your microphones.
Good. Nothing to see here.
Let's mute our microphones apart from Noeline.
Have finished.
Melissa, Noeline, is that your background? Where are we getting this noise from? Are you watching TV?
No, I'm not watching TV.
Okay, I think we now have order. I wanted people to mute. Let's have Noeline read. Now, Noeline, please start with the title, Conversation with My Phone.
Yes, please, madam.
Okay,
Conversation.
thank you very much.
Conversation with my phone. Why? Why lock us in this madness, this darkness?
Today I don't feel like doing anything.
Life beyond our score. Is it to pay your price or to elongate our stride? You ask why. I will tell no lie. I'm a gadget that became smart while I robbed you of your heart. I'm here to stay. I'm power you can't put away. Will you look and see what has become of me? What do I do? Give me a clue. How do I escape your grip? You got me sunk so deep. There is no way to escape. You are my slave. I have you wired to a system you once admired. I will have you glued to your screen. Look an ignorant teen. I will be the death of you. There is nothing you can do. You're my master. I surrender. Oh, let me post that on my messenger.
Okay, thank you very much for that wonderful recitation of the poem. Now here is the poem, and it has illustrations right next to it. Using the pictures and the information we've had from the poem, how do you think people have misused modern communication technology? Melissa, it is your turn to choose people. Make sure there is order. People, let's not unmute before Melissa calls us. Let's raise our hands. And when Melissa mentions your name, you unmute, give us the answer, then mute, allow other people also to answer. This is the last slide. This is the last activity. We are coming to the end of the lesson. Yes.
Okay.
You raise your hand and Melissa will choose.
Divine.
Pick me.
Divine, are you there? Melissa has called you out.
Yes, I'm here.
Tell us how people have misused modern communication technology, especially in reference to the people or what we have read in the poem.
First of all, some people have neglected their daily activities just to be on social media. And
which picture has shown you that?
Like the second picture.
What is in the second picture?
It's I can see a mother who has neglected the child or has not given the child any attention because she's on the phone.
she's talking to someone on her phone.
Yes, that's correct. So one other type of misuse, people have neglected their duties and they are busy talking to people or texting their friends, and that is very unfortunate. Look at the mother. The child is crying for her attention, but she's very busy talking to someone who is maybe far away from here. So thank you, Divine, for that wonderful answer.
You're welcome.
Melissa, you choose to ask another person.
Ariana.
Yes, please.
Give us your answer.
I think people use social media to record incidents instead of, for example, accidents, instead of helping someone.
Yes, thank you very much. That's correct. Instead of helping someone genuinely, all people want to do is to record and post on their social media platforms, to have maybe engagements, to have likes, to have people subscribe to their channels, that for them they give instant breaking news. A man has drowned in the sea. And now here is information. Instead of helping, humanity demands that you help someone instead of recording. But modern communication technology has been misused just like that. And which image shows you that?
Image one.
Yes, image one. Thank you. That's correct. Someone is calling for help. He's drowning. But then all people are just recording. Some are using phones, others are using a bigger interface gadgets. I think that is a tablet. And everyone is just taken up by the need to post, or to just capture the picture. Any other way how modern communication technology has been misused, you can cite from the images or any line from the poem that was recited.
Excuse me, ma'am, may I?
Yes, please. But is
Yeah.
your hand up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, so modern communication technology has been misused when people are addicted to their phones instead of carrying out their duties in the society.
Okay, where do you see that? I need you to give me reference. You say, I see that here in the picture or on this line.
Yes, ma'am. On the second picture, you see a mother is busy talking on the phone while taking care of her baby or child. That's not her duty. Okay, sometimes she can use her mobile phone, but not while taking care of her child. The baby has been abandoned.
Okay, thank you very much for that explanation. Melissa, do we have other hands that are up?
Yes.
Kindly pick them. Pick them. They have answers for us.
Isaac.
Yes, Isaac, our co-host.
Sorry, I jumped off, but modern communication technology has been misused, according to me, in these pictures. They have even caused people to lose their, like these people in picture one. Somebody's drowning, but they're instead taking photo. They're addicted to social media. And then instead of helping them, they are busy taking. So it has been misused through that. Yes.
That's correct. Thank you so much, Isaac. At some point you left the meeting, but I'm glad you're back. Can we now get other people whose hands are up?
Nora. Excuse me, madam.
Yes, please, dear. Yes, someone wants to be excused. Let's first listen to her. Oh, the person is not talking. So, Nora, are you there?
Yes. I was
Go ahead
saying
and
that I was saying that people have become antisocial, as shown in the third picture. Instead of interacting with others, you can see that this man is on his phone instead of interacting with the other people around.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And I can see that people are even trying to talk to him, to engage him, but he's deeply engrossed in his social media, whatever he's doing on his phone. Thank you for interpreting that, and that's a correct answer. Many people have become antisocial because of modern communication technology. They would rather chat with friends that are far instead of talking to the people around them. You enter a house, a home, and everyone is simply talking to people, to friends that are not in that particular setting. So that's a wonderful answer. I need like two people to pick answers from the poem, and then we call it a lesson. Pick from the poem. Yes, please.
I think also the chat can be enabled so that more responses can also, we can get more responses from the chat. Yes.
Okay. Let's enable the chat, co-hosts. Let's enable people to chat. If anything, I want them to write for me their names, people who are not in the group. Okay. In the meantime, let's be getting verbal responses about the poem. When you read this poem, when this person is talking to his phone and the phone is there showing off, telling him, I am a smart gadget, I have robbed you of your heart, and I'm here to stay, you cannot put me away, I have you, I will make you nothing and you will not do anything to me. I'll have you glued to your screen like an ignorant teen. Do we have some answers we can pick from there on how modern communication technology has been misused?
May I?
Melissa, do we have any other person before I allow Deep? Any other person whose hand is up?
There is Zoom user.
Zoom user, if you can unmute and you give us an answer, it will be good. If not, then we shall allow Deep, who has given us very many other answers, an opportunity to answer again. Zoom user, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. According to me, the phone is like giving a bad message to the person, so that the person gets encouraged.
Encouraged to do what?
To become addicted to it.
To become addicted to it, or it's provoking that the speaker to just let the phone be? Because if my phone tells me you're a fool, you can't put me down, I'll actually put it down. I think this is the phone provoking the owner to slow down because it has become addictive, and that is how it is being misused. Someone gets addicted to the phone, and even when it is charging, someone is using it. Even when he's sleeping, he's connecting to his AirPods and is listening to music. You find that someone is really overusing this phone because of addiction. So one other way of misusing modern communication technology is overly using it and getting addicted to it. Thank you so much, Zoom user. You didn't tell me your name though. I asked earlier, but you didn't unmute. Now, what's your name, Zoom user?
Niger preacher.
Oh, Niger. Okay, very good. Do we have any other hand that is up, my dear co-hosts?
Phillips.
Yes, Philip?
Very many errors you have to answer.
I'm not Philip. I'm the mother to Philip. I also wanted to add.
Okay, that's impressive.
Yeah, nowadays phones can speak lies because somebody can call you and say, "Where are you?" And I'm in Imbale when the person is in another place, not in Imbale. You know, phones has developed lies. People are lying using phones, and it has also developed theft. People are stealing people using those phones. So also they have misused the communication.
Yes, yes, yes. Indeed, people have used modern communication technology
Excuse me, teacher.
by telling lies, by giving false information. Give me the hands, how many? Kindly keep on picking until when we exhaust all of them and we close the meeting.
There is someone who wants to be excused.
I was saying, not all, because some people use trackers, so some people can easily get tracked of where exactly they are. So sometimes it's not misused.
That is true. And do you realize that sometimes when you lie to your parent and they get to discover where you are, it causes conflicts at home?
Yes.
It can cause conflict at home. But yes, and that doesn't rule out the fact that some people are taking advantage. Maybe if your parents don't know about GPS, they will end up not tracking you, and then you lie to them, like Philip's mother has said. Melissa, can continue asking the people whose hands are raised.
There is Annabelle.
Yes, Annabelle.
According to stanza 1 of the poem, I think modern technology devices, especially phones, can encourage people to search for content that is above their age. For example, pornographic content, since you have the ability in your hand.
I actually agree.
Yes, I agree with you. And of course, even from the passage that we read, that was Mate in his bedroom, and he got in his own darkness and went into madness. Yes, by looking at content that is not age appropriate. Very good. Melissa, we are still allowing people to give us their opinions.
Anushka.
Yes, Anushka.
Excuse me, madam.
In the poem, in the third paragraph, is anyone hearing?
Yes. Third stanza.
Yes, the third stanza. It says when we overuse our phones, we become a slave to them because we overuse them even at night. Find someone still on it, and it's basically, as the phone was stating, that we're becoming a slave to it.
Yes, very, very good. Thank you for citing that in the fourth stanza. The phone is actually bragging. You have no way to escape. You're already my slave. That means you're actually addicted to it. And the moment you get addicted to your gadgets, you're actually misusing them. Thank you, Anushka. Deep, you asked to be excused.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Most of the part, what they have said is
I don't know
true,
what's wrong.
and
Maybe.
yeah, and like I've run short of some answers, but I just like to say that in the passage, such as you ask why, I will tell no lie. I am a gadget that became smart while I robbed you of your heart. I am here to stay. I am power you can't put away. So this shows us that modern communication technology has been generated for our own benefit, not for our in benefit. So people, instead of using it in during necessary times, such as like for fun, for entertainment, after their work hours or after their study hours, they can use it. But instead of that, people are using them during their work hours or study hours.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Thank you very much. People have failed
Excuse
to,
me.
to discern. Yes, please.
Sorry for interrupting, but ma'am, I have to leave for somewhere right now. Could you please add me in the group?
Yes, it is well. It is well. You're going to leave your number in the meeting chat so that I let you know
But ma'am, chat is
about it
disabled.
when I finish displaying this PowerPoint.
But ma'am, chat
My
is
co-hosts
disabled.
kindly, I am asking the co-hosts to enable it.
Yes, shall the chat is disabled. Sorry, I jumped off and I.
Can you please enable it now so that we have people use this? Let's see. Is it enabled now?
No, ma'am.
Trying to get.
You can go and enable it.
Just a moment. Okay, let me stop sharing.
Ma'am, he hasn't yet enabled the chat.
Just a moment. Let me see if you can read this message. Have you seen the message I've sent?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm just,
Yes,
I am
teacher,
going.
but you have to go and.
It is well. Let me write here my mobile number. Please use it for only study purposes. Don't misuse it. Don't misuse modern communication technology.
Yes.
That is my contact. If you can see it, let me know. Yes, you can write it down.
Send your number.
So madam, on this number, are we supposed to tell you that our phone, should we send our phone numbers and you help us join the meeting?
You can just send me a message, say, hello, this is Rajdeep. And I want you to add me to the WhatsApp group. I'll share the link or add you to the group directly. If you know you're not in the group, kindly take down my number, and that is the easiest way we are going to have it done. And in that group, I'm going to share this PowerPoint for you to be able to do your survey. Kindly do the survey, and we shall look at your answers when we meet again next Tuesday. I can see many other people's hands are still up, but we have to end this meeting. Our time is fast spent. If you have something very urgent that cannot be left out right now, kindly tell us right now so that we hear you.
Madam, that contact you displayed. Madam.
I put it in the meeting chat. My contact?
Yes, you display it again.
Okay, let me just write it again in the group.
It is not working.
Have you seen it now?
Yes.
Okay,
Madam,
very good.
you display it. It's removing fast when you have not yet finished, right?
Can I read it out aloud for you to just write and follow my reading?
No, you just display, madam. I have wrote some numbers.
It is well. It is 0786
yeah
266 006. Very simple.
Thanks.
All right. Any other person who has an urgent issue they would like to mention before we close the meeting? All right. I thank you very much for attending this lesson. And in this lesson, we have done the following things. We have reviewed the previous lesson. We have talked about Sunshine. Yes, please.
So tomorrow we're going to come back.
No, we are going to have this lesson next week on Wednesday when you have English on your timetable. Okay?
Okay, that means I'll have to be in the group because I'm not in the group.
It is okay. I'm going to put you there. Just take my number and send me a message. I'll add you to the WhatsApp group.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, Rad.
I have sent you.
Okay, then I'll check it out after this class. So friends, like us.
Who is he? I think. Where are you checking? Kagura.
What's happening?
Teacher has dropped, so I think we should leave.
So class has ended.
I think
Okay.
teacher has dropped.
Elisa,
Yes?
please
Yes.
stop recording before.